I think. Check. You check.
I looks like we are coming on. Here we go. Hey, that came on real good.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. All right, guys, we are back. As you can see, our screen has changed a little bit
And we're no longer
because
talking about controversial topics.
Political events. Yes. Politics. Boo. Role
Political.
playing.
boo, boo,
Yay.
Boo.
politics.
Boo.
Um,
Politics from the Latin, the word poly meaning many, and
many and
ticks
ticks meaning
meaning
ticks.
Blood
ticks.
sucking parasites.
Um, um, but thanks for joining us. If you're joining us, this is our second stream today where we hang out, relax, talk TTRPGs, and hang
Today's
out.
topic is
Also, guys,
genitalia.
if you got some questions for us, feel free to drop them in. We don't mind. So today's topic, our starting topic of conversation, and we're not going to be so strict this
Genitalia.
time. See how it goes. Is I thought last time we had a very broad subject. I thought today we'd have a much more narrow subject, because we're all analytical and we get way too far into it. So I'm going to narrow the scope. And the scope of today's subject is first person or third person. When when you play D&D, do you prefer to play first person or third person? You guys follow me what I'm talking about? You need a clearer explanation.
No, I get you.
All right, why don't you go ahead and start us off then, helicopter.
Okay. It's the same thing for video games. I like third person more. Everybody's gonna hate me, but I don't care. I prefer third person because I want to, for whatever reason, seeing my character do things helps me get even more lost in the fantasy of what I'm doing. So like that carries over to when we roleplay. Like I picture my character doing the thing, not, you know what I mean? Like it's never first person view for me. I'm always picturing my character doing it and me spectating, farther back, cuz I want to see, if I'm a ninja, I want to see my ninja looking all cool and like doing karate and stuff. So, like I don't want to see hands doing cool stuff like FPSs do, and I want to see the character doing the cool things. So third
I
person, 100% all the way.
I totally disagree, but
I know.
let's go ahead. Let's go with you, Luke. What do you think?
That's a good transition because I also totally disagree.
Yeah,
I'm not the best actor in the world, but I prefer method acting. And Yuli, you weren't there for this one, but during the Road Rash campaign, after
I
Steele
was
had
there.
died, you remember this one, right, Hector?
I think so.
Steele had died, Yuli's character. He
Hmm.
died in a silly way, and Yuli wasn't there for the next session, but it was you and me, Hector. And I was so into Triple D's character that after burying Steele, because Steele loved marijuana, I
Hmm.
planted a pot seed on his grave. And being so into my character, I actually cried. And about 10 years later now, wait, no, it's been 15 years since that
It's been
campaign.
a
And I
while.
Wow.
still remember that as like a core memory, like that actually happened in my life.
Yeah.
I live the role, I become the person. I try to think of how this person acts, what's his backstory, what happened to him in life, and I try to bring that into myself to really role play the person. I take on the traits and become the person.
Hmm. Hmm. So I'm because I'm usually stuck GMing. Mostly, I'm seeing things in third person.
Well,
So I
there's a reason
understand
for
that
that.
there's there. Yeah, I understand. Well, clearly, I have to be, in somebody else's shoes all the time, and sometimes it's more than one person's shoes at a time. I might end up wearing two or three person shoes at a time, um, and sometimes even more if it gets crazier. But uh, so it's more useful for me, and I can kind of see what Yuli's getting at. If he's thinking about it in third person, then he can kind of have a vantage point around what's going around his character and picture it that way better for himself, so that he can kind of that's what I'm guessing you're talking about,
I feel
Yuli.
like I experience
So
more in third person.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's how I do for GMing myself. Actually, when I'm considering character position, and I don't get in to the role of a character so deeply when I'm playing an NPC. You know, it's like you're going to meet this person once. They're going to tell you where to go. Maybe I'll throw an accent. Maybe I'll just change my speaking pattern a little bit just to make it more of a unique character. But with those, like you said, Hector, exactly, you wind up kind of third person viewing the thing because it's more like a chessboard when you're GMing.
mhm. Yeah, definitely. I have to agree with that. I think, for myself personally, I don't like third person it at all. I think it gives me meta information that I have my character has no need for. I think I don't want that separation between saying my character does and I do. When I say I don't like to get out of character at all. So when I say I, you understand that my character is doing it, not me. So that it feels like a in between step getting between you when you say or think my character does this.
I still tend for clarity to the other players because a lot of time there winds up being banter out of character.
Mhm.
And to make sure that I'm stating that I'm in game, I'll be like, my character does. But when I say my character does, I'm in character. And then I'll start switching over to saying, I do, I do.
Yeah, my character is more like when you're trying to specify something like I'm gonna pick this lock. It's like you don't know how to pick locks. Yeah, but my character does. You know that kind of stuff. My character
Yeah,
speech is
So
more for this is just I'm just adding information to this sentence because it doesn't make sense if I say I'm doing it kind of deal.
so since you're the one who's clearly on that side of the conversation, and I forgot that you have said this in the past. But because you're the one who clearly prefers third person,
100%.
um, yeah. How when we're playing, do you do the same thing? Do you say I do, and you still think of it third person, or are you like? Because I don't recall you saying Dan does this, or
No, I try to stay in character as much as I can. But when we're
yeah, but you still.
visualizing things, it's mostly in third person.
It's interesting.
Unless it's something specific, like when you do like when you say like, "Oh, give me a look check," the camera kind of jumps in the brain, and I'm just kind of like,
Really,
you know,
really, that's funny.
yeah,
I never thought about like what you're picturing
it's
or
mostly
the.
in third person.
Well, I imagine you're picturing what I tell you to picture, but I don't. But I never really thought about like how you're picturing your one
Yeah, yeah,
lines.
like like even a simple action is drawing a weapon. I'm watching Dan draw his weapon as I'm saying the thing that I'm doing.
Interesting. Now
Yeah.
that I think about it, I think sometimes you're right. I think maybe I do see it in third person a little bit. Like, specifically with that example you just gave. It's like oh, I use quick draw on my shotgun or whatever it is.
Hmm.
It's like you kind of picture your character doing it a little bit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's
Hmm.
not like I see my shoulders and I see my arm going for the gun. It's like I see my character and he's there. Hoo-ha! Pew, pew.
It's interesting. It's something I never even thought about. Um, how much? Let's say let's say you guys were artists, and I told you to draw the scene that we just went through. How accurately do you think you could depict it?
The house would definitely look different.
yeah. I mean, everybody's going to
Decor
picture
wise,
things
Right.
in
decor
their
wise, yeah.
Right.
yeah.
So there's an
Things are going to be
interesting.
pictured in their own way, man. I
I
mean, it's like
Yeah.
I try
with
to
vague
imagine. Go
descriptions
ahead, go ahead.
like two-story house. I pictured through my own eyes. I'm looking at it was at night. We got a brown brick house. There's a chimney on the
Oh,
side next to the window. The grass was unkempt, but more like it was just probably in need of a mow about a week ago. There was a fancier car in the front driveway. The garage was painted white. I mean, I could go into all the
Nah,
detail
nah.
of what
Hang
I
on.
immediately
That's
imagined.
interesting.
Let
That's
me
interesting.
let me throw on top of Luke's. Me, Yuli's brain was wood panel house, dark blue, white edges, like around the
Yuli,
windows and stuff.
You can't see brown. You only see
S-
blue and not blue.
Shut up! You're not in my brain.
So, so
And
I'd
well
love to
kept
brag.
grass and a well lit backyard.
Oh wow. So all three of us had a different vision of it. That's great.
Oh, and trimmed
Um,
bushes.
that is my fault. But we're going at such a breakneck
Breakneck
speed
And I
speed,
mean, Hector,
that
man.
you really don't wanna set up a scene for 10 minutes just for us to be like, okay, cool, and then we just move on to the next one. Like
yeah,
there's no point.
exactly.
There's
So
really no point.
there is that. But normally I'm a tiny bit more descriptive. Um,
Tiny bit,
when
man. You're much more descriptive. The
well,
battle
thank you.
scenes, the
Well,
things that we go through
if something's really
when we're
important,
taking.
we could
No,
see the
I mean
picture pretty clear.
when we're going through 8 hour sessions, when we're going through the way we normally play, Hector explains exactly what these places look like, man. He'll say where scaffolding is. He'll say where things are. I mean, maybe you won't say, "Oh, the bricks were red," but you're like, "It's a brick building you're in."
Right. So one of the quick comparisons that I'll, or one of the quick methods that I have is I'll just pick something that is similar in something that we've all probably seen before. So you kind of get a vibe for the place before I start describing anything.
Like yeah, like a
Right.
general idea, and then build off of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys all know more or less what everything is going to look like, and then I start picking out details. In this campaign, I don't have any time to do that.
It's a go
Uh,
go go.
yeah, it's a go go go. So a house is a house. Figure it out, right? Um,
Hey, it was
we
two stories, so I pictured two stories.
yep, yep. That's pretty much all you need to know. We get through it, but
I also pictured all the lights out in the windows because there was no
but let,
indication as to anything, and all the windows were closed.
let let's
But
yeah. Let's say
yeah,
when Dan was hoisting you up, how were you picturing that?
there was massive fumbling and me stepping on his shoulders and saying, "Come on, lift me
Stepping
up
on his
already!"
face. That's funny.
Because there was a whole looking up of the rule to make sure of what it was. I was like, "Come on, lift me, Dan!" And I'm trying to put my hands against the wall to steady myself as he slowly boosts me up, and I step on his head a little bit, and finally he gets me up, and I'm barely able to grab the window and pull myself up and
So
open the window enough.
you are picturing it first person,
Yeah, I know it's straight out of my eyes.
straight out of your eyes. Yeah, I think I'm somewhere in between. And I prefer I prefer first person, but I think because I GM so much, I end up thinking about it more
Yeah,
third person.
no, it's like I was saying. Every time I GM, I'm looking at everything in the third person.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, there's no there. Even my NPCs. That's I think that's a method for detachment, and I don't want to be attached to any of my NPCs, especially
Yeah,
because as
they're
we
all
talked about
dead.
last time, I usually plan on killing them. Um,
Yes, they're all dead.
yeah. So I mean, but that's just for me. I don't want to picture myself inside of my NPC. So I think I end up, um, like I said, thinking more third person than I'd like to. But maybe we haven't talked about this to change the subject.
No, 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 no.
This is a good segue. No,
Once
we'll go
Yuli,
back to
Yuli
it.
has more. Yuli
no,
has
no.
more.
I was
We'll
just
we'll
giving
go
Yuli,
you crap. No, you're good.
we'll go
Yuli,
back
you'll
to
have
it.
to speak up. I'm not wearing pants.
We can go back to it. But um, so we don't know. We know we want this campaign to last 21 episodes, one season, and we're not sure if we're going to go on to do a second season of the same thing. We might. We're having a bit of fun. I think. I
Mm.
think but we might want to change it up, um, just because we like to do that around here. Uh, so, would one of you think you'd like to run the next campaign?
You already know what I want to run.
Oh, I don't want to play that, man. Yuli doesn't want to play it either.
Come on.
What if you just change it to ninjas in space?
Maybe in the future, but I don't have the like resources to cosplay it right now. So I mean, like it kind of. I think
Right.
it's like half the reason to do it is the cosplay.
Yeah, I already have my costume as a GM.
Yeah, I mean, what
No,
am I going to make it
seriously,
out of
I
cardboard?
no, I already made my own
Oh,
costume.
me,
Got it.
me. What am I going to make it out of cardboard?
Yeah,
Yeah,
cardboard,
cardboard,
man.
bed sheet,
You
markers.
remember the regular show? You remember the
Markers.
regular show episode with the toilet paper rolls and the dude got stabbed with the ruler?
I'm not going to sit here and roll myself in toilet paper every week. Like, get out of here.
Well, if you're playing a mummy,
No, how about you? You think? Do you think it'll run anything? Sorry about my
Uh,
throat.
I mean, I could run the next campaign, I guess. I'm not exactly sure what it'd be yet.
You're not sure what it'd be.
No,
See how
too
these
much,
guys are.
too much
This is
randomness
why
that I need to
this is why you end
control.
up the this is why you end up forever GM because you're constantly thinking about these
No, no,
things,
it's your fault
and
for being
nobody
good at
else
it.
is,
It's your fault for
and
being good at
nobody
it. Your fault for
I
nobody
being
else
talented.
is.
Sorry,
I've already
Hector.
got I've already got another campaign.
You got another campaign now.
Yeah, it was one that I was thinking of when the system was first being invented.
Oh,
You
really?
guys would have to basically build yourself. You know, you'd be playing yourself.
What do they call those isekais or something?
You'd be on your way to a Megadeth concert, you know,
I remember
together
this
in a
idea.
car
Hmm.
full of beer.
I mean, that sounds true to life. But
Yeah. Then on your way, this would just be the intro, so there's no spoilers here. It's you're going, man. You're on your way to the Megadeth concert. And the Megadeth concert is in the Pan Am Center. Now, you know what? Screw that. It's a long distance one. We're going to put this thing close enough, but far enough. It's in Austin, Austin, Texas. So you're going to a major metropolitan area,
just so you
and
guys know, not all of our campaigns are in Texas. It's actually
yeah,
pretty rare. First
but
time.
the fact that that's where we live to begin with, man. I mean, you know, it's a from home
Which one?
campaign. You know,
Which,
you'd be leaving El Paso, and in your rear view mirror, there's a mushroom cloud at Fort Bliss. And you know everything's just gone sideways, but you didn't hear the radio. You didn't hear the emergency alert system. This was before cell phones, so you know when I was designing the campaign. But
before
you know,
cell phones?
I just say, you know, you get after the mushroom cloud goes up, then you get an alert from the government that says nuclear bombs are dropping, and it's like, well, thanks for the info.
Can you drive a little faster?
You're outside of the radius of the blast,
Hey,
luckily enough.
here's a completely off topic, or almost completely off topic, not secular. If you witness a nuclear blast in the mirror, would that still burn your eyes?
Nah, you guys didn't see the actual flash. I mean,
Oh, but
you were beyond the horizon, so you'd wind up just seeing the shroom go up over the horizon.
Oh,
But
that's true. That's true.
yeah, if you actually saw the flash, even in the mirror, you would leave a shadow.
yeah, yeah. What was that? What was that thing?
I
I know
guess so.
you would know this, Luke. It's they tell you like, if you see this, you're dead. Don't worry about it. It's over. But if you see this or experience this, you're fine. What is it? Is it like if you could hear it, or if you could hear it, you're dead, or if you could see the
I don't
flash,
Well,
you're
know.
the,
It's
dead?
I'm
the,
thinking of the South
depending,
Park blanket over your over.
uh,
You put the blanket over you, and the lava just flows over you. You're totally
uh,
safe. That's what it sounds
no, I
like.
mean, if we want to go into that, I have a limited knowledge to begin with.
But it's like a
But
thing,
as
right?
far
There's
as
like a saying, like,
no, as far as it goes, is it depends on the size of the blast to begin. But if you're in the shadow of the planet, then you won't be irradiated immediately. If you're downwind, then you've got problems. If it's big enough, you could possibly hear the thing on the other side of the world, man. The shockwave might actually travel through the atmosphere and sound more like a gunshot than the boom that it was, because it's essentially a sonic boom. You have a pressure wave that's traveling. You don't want to see the flash. If you saw the flash,
If you see the
it
flash, you're dead.
covered. If you covered your eyes, you're going to see the skeleton. It's not good. You're irradiated. You're toast. If you were anywhere near the
Soggy
flash,
toast.
Soggy, sloppy toast.
no, you might survive a couple of days and then become soggy toast, but it'll still
Yeah,
suck.
so that kind of radiation destroys your cells at the molecular level when you start to.
Yeah, you'd become gel.
So if
Yeah.
you see the flash, you're
Take a
automatically
while.
chelation. If you see the flash, you're close enough to just be done. Yes?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
not surviving.
there's nothing there, chelation and
So
whatnot. You're
in the
Okay.
campaign, what happens after the end? How does the end begin?
well, the end is the end. Obviously, you see the mushroom cloud at Fort Bliss, and
Is that it? Do we
it's
find out
like,
it's Russia or China or what?
oh, you don't get to know that.
We don't get to know that.
That's
I don't know, Yuli. What
that's
do you think
part of
about
the
playing?
campaign. That's part of the campaign.
Do we get
What do you think about
superpowers?
playing in that?
I mean,
can I
after the nukes rain down, man, your
can I
cell
play?
phones stop working. You got beer, you got sandwiches and hot dogs because you were on your way to drive to Austin straight, no stopping. You were going
Can
to see Megadeth, man.
I call Toxie? Can I be Toxie?
What's that?
Toxie from Toxic Avenger.
No, you're Hector.
Um,
Man, but like I think the biggest challenge
See, wouldn't you
would be
rather?
to accurately. I think the biggest challenge would be to accurately build our characters.
No, should actually be pretty simple.
Yeah, there's rules for that.
No.
Yeah,
There's rules for
Do
that,
we
man.
have to go to a gym to like figure out our lift scores? You know what
yeah.
Pretty much, man.
I
You stop by and see what you can pick up.
mean?
You just walk in, they say,
Do you have a
membership card,
membership?
and you say, oh, hold on, I just need
Yeah.
to, I'm just testing it out. I'm just testing it out.
And they're gonna ask like some stranger, "Hey, can you film me real quick? Check it out. I can pick up 180 pounds. What's my score at?"
You're, but it's like you're on your honor, man. I mean, you can get a 10-pound bag of flour and
Okay, but
another 10-pound bag of flour,
like,
whatever. And
um,
what about the stats? Like, I don't know how much insight I
that's
have,
exactly what. Yeah, we can figure that out too.
and if anything, my
Um,
insight will have a slash. It'll be negative
it's
one
real
plus
simple.
three.
You play hot. You play hot hands with your hands out, with your eyes closed, and however many times you move your hands out of the way without looking
Ah, dude, it's
is what
gotta
your insight score is.
you gotta go at least 100 rounds to get a good sample though.
that's your reflex, man.
No, no, that's your insight because you do it with your eyes closed. If you do your eyes
Oh,
open,
okay.
it's reflexes.
All right.
Not necessarily. What if I have sight independency?
Maybe you
Hmm.
do.
Maybe I do.
I don't know. Are you telling us you do?
Yuli,
You're holding out on
you are
us?
you're colorblind and you wear glasses. You do
Hmm.
not have sight independency.
No,
No, he
I'm
does. He's
colorblind and I
independent
wear
of sight.
glasses, meaning I do have sight independency.
Oh.
Because I need
That's
I
help
how he
wear
to
gets in
see.
the
glasses.
funnel,
I
bro.
need help to
I
see
wear
normally.
glasses too. I just never wear them, so I don't have sight independency. I'm used to my blurry world.
Well, I mean,
Mm,
like in a. Nah, I guess that's more of a logic thing. Fumbling around in a dark room. Logically, I just go off of my breath. I go off
that
of
might be.
ambient noises that tells me
I
if
don't
I'm
think so. I think you're
close to
going off of
something
memory. I,
something solid.
um, I don't know. Let's bring it back. Do you think picturing everything in third person helps you get along in the dark?
Ha!
I
Take
don't
that.
know.
Ha!
Well,
Ha!
if it's in the dark, then the camera will just be black.
So no, it doesn't help you.
No.
I'm used to walking around my place in the dark.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
takes
yeah.
me ages.
As am I. I've stubbed my toe a great many
But I'm
times.
not picturing myself in third person.
I don't
I
picture
am.
myself in third person in real life
When why not? It's actually a very useful tool. You should try it.
because I can't. I just can't.
I only do that when I'm driving.
I can only do it when I
You
play
pic-
video games.
you
When
picture yourself
wait.
in third person when you're driving. Sorry, that was super interesting.
I
I could.
picture the car in third person.
Oh, really?
Uh, I'm used to the in first person, but I've played so many racing games that when I check my blind spot real quick, first person, of course, then I calculate what's around me and look at my car in my head, third person.
Do you think that's what your spatial recognition is? What were you gonna say? You
That's pretty cool. Oh, I can only do
I
third
don't know.
person in role playing, video games, and most of my dreams.
most of your dreams, huh?
Sometimes it's the
So
first
you have a
person,
See,
but see, a lot of times it's both. It's I'm watching myself and things are happening, and then something will happen, and then I jump into my view, and then it just kind of goes back out to like, and a lot of the times it's me, but it's not me kind of deal. Like it'll straight up be like a character, like like some muscle dude or some skinny dude, but I know that's me somehow, and things are happening to him, and yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah. Weird dreams are weird like that. I'd
yeah.
say that, but you're telling me you've never been able to do that in real life?
I can't. My brain can't third person myself in reality.
Is that just am I weird?
No, no. Third person
I
to
mean,
me,
Luke said he did it in his car.
third person to me
yeah, I
in
do it for
reality
driving.
is a mirror. If I walk past a mirror, I'm third personing it because I'm seeing what I'm doing
I
from an
don't know.
outside view.
I just kind of quick like look around and imagine what everybody else is thinking and how they're viewing the situation. You,
Mm,
I'm surprised you didn't develop that thing uh, because when you were bouncing, you never did that. I had to do that all the time.
are you just talking about situational awareness?
Sort of, but for me, it's kind of it feels more third person
Mm,
When you're balancing or bouncing.
bouncing.
situational awareness for me is more memory. But I know what you mean. Like you kind of paint like a 3D picture of your environment. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's more kind of remembering like, okay, over here this is going on. Okay, like this way, like this is going on. But I kind of need to focus over here because this other thing's going on.
right. So for me, I'm saying I become hyper aware of how other people are perceiving me.
Yeah, you wind up kind of with this overhead view of the situation.
Yeah,
I kind of
yeah.
lost that
It
after
feels
being
like
out of the game for so long.
It's like a
But
chessboard.
yeah,
so you used to do it.
yeah, I don't know about third person, but more like I can't say digital, but more like yeah, like a 3D rendering of my environment that stayed in my head,
Hmm.
more or less. Yeah. But
Yeah.
not necessarily third, more like I paint the picture with my eyes and now that
No,
picture is in my brain and I could kind of look at it from time to time and then
no,
yeah.
to me, I could totally see what I was gonna do, like over my shoulder.
Hmm.
Oh, you're an over
Yeah, I don't
shoulder
know.
guy.
I don't know if my
I'm
brain
straight
understands
No,
it.
overhead. I'm
it
not like
wasn't ever
camera over the
overhead.
shoulder, like God camera up at the top.
No, I pick a
And
side. I pick a side of most interest.
I missed him. Stupid ants.
But
Okay.
yeah, I have definitely done it a lot less since I stopped bouncing, so I could kind of see that.
Ah,
And
that's
really that instinct
that's
only
one of those
kicks in if
things
I
where
feel like
it's
I'm in danger. If I feel like I'm in danger,
yeah, it's like
automatic 3D rendering
defensive.
happens. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
like
like
something's
where
about to go down. Let me see where everything is. All right. So now I know if I walk this way, this thing is happening behind me or over my shoulder to here. Yeah, 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 yeah. But it's more if I'm like
it's
something's off,
saying
I'm in
driving,
trouble, then I get the 3D
driving,
rendering.
driving. I'm in trouble.
Driving is a constant threat. It is. I need
Anywhere,
to know where
anytime, no
everybody
matter
is
what, right?
because at any second somebody could screw it up for the rest of us.
And you get an overhead view of the whole thing, and you see your car from the back, and you picture your brake lights coming on, and you hope that your brake lights are coming on when you press the
And you
brakes.
hope the guy behind you sees them.
Well,
It's
I had a
weird though.
driving job for a
We
while, and you learn to drive defensively, and
I think
you're
that's the
supposed
only
to
way.
stop. You're supposed to stop well before the stop,
Yeah.
so that in
Yeah,
case anybody hits you behind, you don't get pushed out into traffic, but you still
yeah.
do.
Not only that, but you also tap the brakes a couple of times before you actually begin to stop.
To grab their
Mhm.
attention. Yeah, I think the only good way to drive is defensively. I don't really know how to
Um,
drive offensively unless I'm purposely trying to run
I
somebody off the
became a
road.
wuss. I used to drive like no cares, no worries. Um,
Like
you know
this,
the
I'll lean
brakes
back. Just
the brakes will hold, right? The brakes worked last time.
the
They should
car will
work
want to
this time,
stop if it wants to. Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Like
Oh
nonstop.
goodness.
It's a if the tire squealed just a little bit the entire time around the turn, it was perfect, right? Like
Yeah, and then there are times, man, where you're going and you see the traffic pack ahead of you, and you're on an
Oh yeah, you
overpass,
start reading the
and
future.
you can
oh,
see the pattern to weave between them,
hmm
and shit is so backed up. These guys up here, this little pack, you just broke free from this one pack, and you're about to enter this other pack, and you're like, I could just go right through there with a weave.
you should do that in game. Give me a focus.
everybody
You'll let it
starts
happen.
everybody starts speeding up, so you speed up to keep the weave, and by the time you break the front of the pack of traffic, you look down to see how fast you're going, like, oops, 120.
We need to do a campaign with more vehicles in it so that you guys can use some of the vehicles.
Oh, you want to do another judge campaign? That's what you're saying.
You
You know I
wanna
love that.
you wanna kill Yuli campaign? That's what you wanna do?
I was
But
one
no,
of the best, man.
it should be
You
fun.
look like jelly when
Being
you
a judge is
squish it with a
hard.
fork.
Life's hard.
But
D&D is
honestly,
hard.
I turned into a wuss in driving after I started riding a bike. It like
Oh, dude, you had to, man.
just way
Can't
more
just be
cautious after
you can't just
riding a
be riding a
scooter.
bike all nilly willy. You're not 18
You're
anymore.
not in a metal box.
One little slide could
Nah,
put
You're,
you up in
you
the hospital for months. You know.
you took your armor off, man. You're not in an iron box, a
yeah,
steel
yeah.
box.
So much easier to
Iron
get in
box
an
of
accident.
youth.
Yeah.
I've actually had a couple of times a biker give me a wave that from the distance I was thought was a middle finger for some reason, but it's I'll stop if I see a bike. I'll give them a car
Yeah,
like
guys,
Yeah.
look out for bikers out there, guys. It is
always.
it is
And anyone
extremely
riding,
it's
and anyone
extremely
riding,
unfair.
anyone riding, loud pipes save lives.
So I don't think people can hear it anymore. They got too much quiet steel and stuff. But if you happen to catch this, guys, look twice for bikes, man. Like, I had a couple accidents already, and I'm not looking forward to the next one.
Give them space, man. Give them
Yeah.
space
I
too.
always
You
give
do
the
not get up on the bumper of a
yeah.
bike like you get up on the bumper of a car, man. You give them a space.
I always
You
give them
leave
an
them
extra
with at
car.
least,
Give
yeah.
them
Anyway,
an extra car length.
yeah.
Just to be
Anyway,
cool,
there's
cause you know,
not.
cause if somebody smashes in the back of me and I'm right up on his ass, like I could kill that dude like unintentionally, you know, like
Uh oh.
We might need to look up
Ant just went in my computer.
oh
Ant
well
just went in my computer.
oh smash all the buttons quick.
nice. So
No, that's I'm actually worried he might short circuit something.
You got a can
I
of air
might
that you can pop him out with? Oh, upside down keyboard, shake, shake, shake.
It's a laptop, dude.
Oh,
shake.
do it, just do it.
I don't think that's going to get him out.
Just take all the keys off.
Yeah, right. Spend like 3 hours looking for the little bastard that probably crawled out a half an hour in.
Yeah, yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Hopefully
yeah.
he hits the power main.
So I don't think we're gonna do because there's not a lot of car action in Supernatural. There's a little bit. We might end up using the C10 for something in an episode.
Oh yeah.
So you guys, I think I might have you look up the stats for me and create a profile for that, and then
Yuli, that's all on you.
No, it's easy
we'll
enough.
jam it
Look
in.
up top
I'm
speed and
busy.
whatnot.
I'm busy coding the system.
We'll jam it into the core book. It shouldn't be too hard. I think they have enough information on those.
Yeah, you can pick up the specs, find out what the top speed is, how much horsepower and all that. good
It's
stuff.
really hard to do for some vehicles. I couldn't find a. I was looking for the bike and Terminator, which I think is a 1980. 80s.
So
Is it
Fat Boy.
1980s? Yeah, it's a Fat Boy. I can't remember the year.
And it was hard to
81
find the
maybe?
specs.
It would
I couldn't
likely
find them
be
anywhere.
the year the movie came out, man. It could have possibly been a late '70s model.
Yeah, but sometimes the movie comes out like a year or two later after like
True,
you know
true, true, true.
like
But usually
production
they
and
use
everything.
usually they use the product as an advertisement. So it's probably the latest model for the time, if not an advanced model, to where it's like, oh well, this bike's going to come out in the summer when the
Mhm.
movie comes out. So here's the first one off the line. Take it, go, show
It
it
might,
off, so
it
everyone
might be.
wants it.
It might be. But yeah, we need to maybe look up those stats for the C10 and see.
That
See
ant is not coming out,
that answer's never coming out.
Push all the buttons.
dude. It's a laptop.
Yeah, push all the buttons. Smoosh them.
It's not going to help, and I don't know what that's going to do to the stream.
No. Put a little sugar cube on one of the corners and see if you can blur it out.
Lure them out.
Yes, I have sugar cubes. Let me go get one.
Maybe you have the kind of acid that you can make a little trail for, and the ant will follow it.
Ants don't like LSD, Hector.
I said the type of that. You decided that kind of acid. That's not what I. And I would not share with an ant.
This is true. You would end up eating
Yeah.
the ant.
Yeah, I'd eat the
Get on
ant.
LSD.
I would eat that ant. Just kidding, guys. We don't do drugs around here.
La la la.
Never.
Drink milk all day. La la la.
We like Wheaties and milk.
This is grape juice.
Tis.
Unfortunately, I still can't drink because I'm not done with my antibiotics. Maybe after the stream, I'll show you some stuff I picked up in Addis.
You guys, we can still do the fantasy campaign where you get to be whatever character you want, high point character.
But
What?
oh,
Fantasy campaign. See, I'm not
Dude, no, it's not a dragon fantasy campaign. Well, there might be dragons. You never know. But yeah, I know. That's why I got my phone hiding things.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's a module I want to put on, and I'm not sure if I want to live stream it. But I think I do. So that's an option.
I'm still looking at the one campaign.
You never.
the
I
two
ran.
Nebula
I ran it.
campaign.
I ran it with some other characters, but you didn't get to play in it. You only got to play in it when Mike ruined it. So we didn't finish it, but I think we might have to have another go at that. We do need some more players, though.
was it the one that made
It's,
a character for you?
Yeah, this time I think I'd like four players. We can still do three.
No, it's
But-
something that I was looking at myself. Is I would like to continue that PvP campaign. You guys would have to leave certain aspects of your characters at the
Oh,
door.
we're not. No,
Can't do it.
we don't
Can't
talk
do
about
it.
that campaign.
Can't do
Yeah,
it.
I
We're
know,
either playing
I
the
know.
characters or we're not.
Yeah.
Sorry, Luke. Can't turn it PG.
We could-
Sorry.
Nope. No,
Yeah, we could
Refuse.
we could
I
try- we
refuse.
could put a different. We, could
We
put
do
a
not
different
speak.
one.
we do not speak of this campaign.
It was a great campaign.
That
That
was
was
the
some of the
best.
best role
We stop
playing that
speaking
ever.
about it. We don't
happened.
speak about it. You're ruining the first rule of Fight Club.
It was one of
Stop
the
it.
best campaigns that ever happened.
Stop it.
So
It was. Shut up.
So
Shut
good.
up.
So
I
good.
can't talk. Shut up. Shut up. Both of you. Shut up, both of
Okay,
you.
so anyways, I was driving my car the other day,
that
right?
campaign.
And
You guys loved that campaign.
Did we exhaust the whole first person, third person thing? Have you
um,
have you played with other players who you've seen have a preference for one or the other?
I remember Abe liked to sleep.
well, see, you can't really tell by talking about it.
You can't tell, huh? Because sometimes
Can't really
people are still doing it third person, but they'll still say I.
Yeah, exactly, like me.
Yeah, dude.
That's gross.
And like to introduce Luke's substitute, Mr. Foot. Hello, Mr. Foot.
Oh.
Mr. Foot, can you smash that ant for Luke? That'd be really helpful.
Oh, he swayed side to side like he's happy. Yeah, and that means yes.
La la la. There you go. Get that ant.
Try licking the keyboard to provide moisture for the ant. Oh man, you're gonna get requests for foot pics, bro. How do you feel about like
Money is money.
smashing your toes through some beams or something?
Money is
I'm sorry,
money.
but if I had good feet, I'd be all over it. I'm like, what's
well,
that? You want
well,
me to make a sandwich with my feet? Sure. $5 a stream. Let's go.
welcome to Only Fools Foot Pics,
Yeah, there
guys.
you go.
Send your
Only fools.
donations
I
in the
like it.
send, send your donations
I
in
love
the
it.
link.
I love it. Only fools. I like it.
Money
I
is
like it.
money. Man, if I could make money by putting my feet on camera, I probably wouldn't have any money.
Yeah, same, but different, but still same.
Like those lucky bastards that get
Yes.
paid to eat.
Don't get me wrong. My feet would be on camera, but I just doubt there would be any money in it. I'm not a woman.
hmm hmm But maybe you could say you are. Shave your legs or something.
Mhm. Mhm.
Man, I get ingrown hairs on my neck from shaving. I get ingrown hairs on my arms from not doing anything. I've got an ingrown hair on my leg right now. I
All
don't
right,
think
so
shaving's a good idea.
I think stuff is low. Let's pick a different topic. Let's go
Ingrown
to
hairs and feet.
Pass.
let yeah no a TTRPG topic, sir.
Oh, okay.
This
So what
this
do
is
you
a
do
TTRPG
what do you
attack.
do when your character gets an
You
ingrown
coming up
hair
with the
on his
topic
foot?
now? No, no.
I
How about
roll.
shut the hell up?
I roll heel.
Oh, do you also roll toes? Shut up. Everybody shut up.
Luke,
Roll
roll
toes and
doctoring to get
heels.
rid of my ingrown toenail.
Everyone shut up.
I
You
rolled a
distracted
four.
me.
It's
I
a
had a
failure.
topic.
Yeah.
I
Shut
rolled
up.
four. It's a failure.
Oh man, you guys.
Okay.
This is,
When running
you're a
any.
zoo over here. No, I had one. I
Oh,
had
go
one,
ahead.
but
Go ahead.
distracted me with that stupid on all the
It's not my
stupid
fault.
Don't
that was
don't
happening.
don't steam full steam ahead, Hector. Do it. Do it.
Oh man, if I can hear you guys, I got a conniption
Just
going
because the
on.
clowns are dancing doesn't mean you gotta look at him, Hector.
All right. Oh, here's what it is. Here's what it is. Uh, what do you guys think about the balance of equipment in uh, uh, a campaign? Like, do you like getting loads of equipment, almost no equipment? Do you like having options for getting equipment? Do you like how do you be, because there's always a balance that you have to strike when you're a GM. Like you give out too much stuff too early, and the campaign becomes too easy, and like now you're pointless. Now it's pointless. But also
Not
on the other hand,
non-lethal
you might be
Kevlar
miserably.
Spectra weave.
Yeah, you might be miserly. Shut the hell up with that. You might be miserly and not giving out enough stuff. Like where do you guys like to err? Do you like to err on the side of giving out too much stuff or too little?
I think you need to consider what type of campaign it is, and basically the difficulty level of the campaign, and then you can just kind of go from there. Like if it's purposely going to be a hard campaign, then obviously like you're not going to give out a lot of stuff. It could
hmm
be like fantasy world. Like it's always slightly dark. Okay, starter equipment. Somebody's like, I want a flashlight. Like, no, not for you. This is a hard campaign. Flashlights for
You
nobody.
get a
Figure
you
it
get
out.
a zip. You get a Zippo.
But if they're like, okay, a stick and some cloth and like some rocks, like, all right, cool. Build. Then you could build a little fire, and then you could do your little torch, and then you could sit there and like roll like wind conditions and see if the torch is like worth a damn, and stuff like that. So it just really it all depends on the type of campaign and how hard you want to run it. For me.
hmm
My opinion.
All right. What do you say, Luke?
Well, it's like the samurai campaign I ran with you guys. You guys had minimal equipment. You were basically destitute. You had your swords. You had what you found on the road. Then there was the Resident Evil campaign that I ran. And you guys would come across stuff, ammo, healing stuffs, and whatnot.
Right,
Guys,
EpiPens, herbs,
yeah, you
uh,
guys got into the. You guys got
rocket
into the.
launchers, flamethrowers.
Yeah, you guys got into the room that you weren't supposed to get into, and you found like the box of luck points, and I took them all from you. Although I didn't exactly plan to take them all from you, that puzzle was only supposed to take 30 minutes. I did it in 30
Yeah,
minutes.
for you.
But anyways, then there was the Star Wars campaign where you had a force hole that you could put everything in. It
Yes.
was the bag of it's oh, so I have a bag of holding. How much stuff does a bag of holding hold? Well, they
All of
put
it.
limits on the bag of holding. They put limits on the bag of holding now. I put
Yeah,
10
dumb
bags of
limits.
holding in my
I
bag of
I
holding.
I think I had like over 100 thermal detonators in my force hole.
No,
I
I
had
think it
like
was only 36.
really well.
I'm pretty sure it was either 36 or
36.
40.
Okay,
Yeah.
40
Well, there
then.
was
I'll go with
there was a
40.
drawback to that. If you were to have gotten hit and died from like a good blaster
Yeah.
of some sort, all of those grenades in the force
It's
hole
like the
would have
it's like
taken.
the stupid rings in Sonic.
Girl,
Yes, yes. Just everywhere.
it
Oh
was
no,
more
my
like a walk.
laser!
It was more like a walking nuke, man.
No, it's the ring.
Yes.
Just all
Yes.
blast out.
I
Yes.
like to go.
Oh.
I like to go more with the reality of it. It's if you start off a campaign and you have your characters within the limits, if they've chosen destitute, then you know they don't got crap. If they've chosen to be wealthy, then they're going to be able to get more equipment more readily. And you stay within reality. It's more like Halo, where Master Chief has two weapons instead of like the Space Marine in Doom, who is so loaded down with weapons. How is he even running? Then he pulls out the BFG and slows down, puts it away, and somehow magically starts running again. More based in reality, what can your character carry? What is available? What is the probability of somebody finding something on the road? You found a shotgun in the middle of the street. Yeah, maybe in Orange County, LA in 1992, uh, or some war torn country, you'll come across an AK next to a dead soldier, depending upon the campaign.
Yeah, definitely.
Otherwise, you're looking at you got to go find a store, you got to have the money for it, you have to buy your equipment as you go. And can you carry that equipment? You know,
All right. For me, I one of the reasons that I just like to give the character something special at the beginning of the game. Um, it's like come up with your own item, submit it for approval. Just because you're not going to get anything else out of me.
net gun for non lethal use,
And
spectral weave, unbreakable.
it's not that I'm like, oh, no equipment for you, but it's just I don't care about it whatsoever. I think the equipment is almost meaningless. I think once you get your starting gear, you should be good. Go for the rest of the game. If ammo management, stuff like that is part of your game, that's cool. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. In this game, we've been playing it real loose because you know
2 hours, man. Go, go, go.
the win the Winchesters never run out of ammo. Right?
Wait, aren't we the Winchesters? No, we're the
No, we're the
Oh,
Remingtons.
you're the
Remingtons.
Remingtons. Freaking
I'm
A,
never
man.
going to remember that. I drink too much grape juice.
Okay, you've
Vitamin C is going in your head.
think of it this way: you've never fired a Winchester, but you have fired a Remington.
That's not going to help. I'm not even going to remember this conversation.
No, you're not.
I think rifle. For whatever reason, that word helps me remember Remington.
I mean, as far
Because
as
we
it
used to
goes,
go out and shoot my Remington 700.
Probably.
that's, I've got a propensity for memory, and I don't like it. Too much memory is a bad thing, ladies and gentlemen. So drink it away with grape juice.
Yeah. Buy your computer from China. Those don't have too many. Oh boy. So
The
what
forgetful
do you
greatness of happy.
what do you think about my miserly comment there? You're not getting any equipment because I don't care.
What about your special starting gear is like a special weapon thing? I always
Yeah, about
appreciate
how
it.
I
I
handle
like
it.
it because, like you said before in the other one, like it kind of adds a uniqueness to the character. You know, kind of lets you stand out a little bit, and that's cool. I like it. Something different. To have something different than the rest is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
why
just
I've
like
got
so,
water guns in this campaign.
well,
Salt, salt water,
this campaign's a
garlic
little different, right?
juice. You know, you
And
press some garlic
gasoline.
juice, you fill the water guns with garlic juice, you take down a vampire, salt water for
Yeah,
ghosts. You
I
know,
think it was pretty funny that you took down my monster for a water gun.
Did you like my sound?
Yeah, yeah. It was. I was
it was
just.
appropriate.
It worked. It worked. I mean, I didn't. I couldn't find out any reason why it wouldn't work.
It's perfectly television.
Hmm. Well, no, you. That monster really was like flash paper, susceptibility to fire. So.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I shot her 3 times in the back.
Like the coward she was.
Always shoot the suspect who's running away.
Well, you only lost 3 hit points this turn. Not too bad, huh?
Yeah, better than being down 2 wounds. I know what I'm gonna up next.
What?
More hit points.
More hit points, huh?
Yeah, I'm still waiting on that myself. I mean, there's a whole, you've got two ranks in, say, either health or stamina, and say you've got two in both. Then you're looking at, well, I got to wait to get the three. So, I mean, I could totally up my logic because I've been using a lot of investigate. I could totally up my accuracy because I've been training by firing a weapon a lot, looking at it realistically. And my stamina is going to be up there too because I've been running a lot. So I'm going to up my stamina. I mean, I don't know if I can up my health. We'll have to discuss that later as far as it goes because I don't know
Yeah, you
how you
can.
exercise your health.
So
But one
far,
of them is going to give
By
me
being
more hit
out,
points than the
by
other.
you up your health by eating tuna and peanut butter sandwiches.
That's your fault. That's your fault. I adopted it. I owned it. It's mine now. I'm not
Yeah, you're
embarrassed.
lucky.
This is what I do.
You're lucky you played it right.
you
This is
killed
what
the
I do.
embarrassment by embracing it.
Well, I was trying to trip you up on your vanity trait. If you had rolled higher for me on speech, uh, Yulia as Dan, if you had rolled higher for your speech, you could have tripped him up, and he would have been at -7 composure for the
Dang.
embarrassment. Yeah. So right now he's at +2. That's how vanity works. You get a +2, but if you get tripped up or humiliated, you're at -7 for 1d8 days.
So it's like protein, bro. Protein.
So I was hoping to trip him up. Don't worry, we'll throw one of those at you every game. I'm
No, no,
sure I'll get you
it's
eventually.
gonna it's gonna happen. It's gonna be the the prelude, and then so Sean, you're asleep, and go ahead and give me a roll.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
we're gonna have more of
It's
those.
perfect. So you find yourself trying to put on a dog diaper.
Oh, weird. Just trying to figure out what that noise is.
Oh, just a general reminder, Hector. Points on our character sheet. Yes.
I was actually doing it right now because
Excellent.
I thought I saw you opening up your character sheet. So yeah, I'm updating your
As
character
the blue
sheets.
squares are unavailable to us as players. I mean,
Oh
they
dang, I
should.
forgot how many points you had. I'll just have to take them off.
I spent them all already.
Why am I at a negative 210? Gonna have to move some points around.
Oh, that reminds me.
Yeah, and if you notice on your sheet, there's also
Since we're not in game, there's the whole thing of it was never mentioned.
mhm.
I'd like to state it now. that the windows on the truck are tinted?
You can do it yourself. So yeah.
For privacy when we sleep in it.
But if you look, Sean, as Sean Remington, if you look at the character sheet, there is uh, there's a little note in your notes that I added.
I don't know if I like this. You're,
Hey,
you're not allowed. You're not
we
allowed in the
discussed
yellow spaces.
we discussed it earlier. I go where I want.
In my
Grown ass boy,
notes.
do what I want.
Hadn't I specified that, or did I say that?
No, so now the trade is worth double, but you don't get the points
Oh,
because of your luck
great.
point because
So
of
it's
your luck point use.
pure
Right,
punishment.
right, right, right,
Pure
right,
punishment.
right, right, right. I'll
Yeah,
just
I'm
go ahead
hoping
and
you get
buy.
hit in the head again, so I can make you
So you can
so
triple
I
it.
make so I can triple it.
To where every time you go to sleep
Give me
it happens.
give me another luck point, and I'll up the percentage too.
Oh no,
If
no,
you
no, no,
you'll
no, no.
sleepwalk every night, and you'll just be a homicidal maniac or something.
No, see, it's fine. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
You
It's fine.
just you're gonna wake up
It's
every
simply
night, Dan, with Sean on top of you, like.
no, no. There's an easy way to combat this. I simply don't buy any more luck points, and the next time you kill me, I'm
No,
dead.
you should have used a destiny point and gained an ally. When you see, you didn't read the rules. When you use the luck point in Preternatural, there's a there's a destiny point that says use this with a luck point, and you gain an ally. And on the
Oh,
other hand, if you read the luck point entry, it says if you use a luck point without using the destiny point, you have to go through. You it doesn't guarantee your life, or you have to go through a
Hector,
special mission, or
I
you
had
gain
already
analysis.
I had already used my destiny point at that point to lessen the damage from the first hit. So
Yeah, neither did we.
I had zero destiny points.
I
Then I
know.
was hit in the head with a hammer and died, and had zero destiny points and one luck point.
Yes, but I'm telling you, it worked out really well for me.
So I had a choice in this. I didn't
I
read the rules, you say.
uh-huh. Well, do you remember those rules, or do they sound new? Because you've
I
had
don't
them for
remember any of the rules.
because you've had them for 6 weeks.
Yeah, I still don't remember them. I've read them 4 times. I still don't remember them.
Well, yeah.
Fact
Well,
is, I had used my destiny point, the only destiny point I had, to save myself from taking such severe damage. Then I incurred severe damage and used my luck point,
hmm well, next time
and I
use a
had
different
no
option. You only
destiny
reduce
points.
1d12. You you can take theoretically you can take a hit of any strength if you're just willing to be knocked out for d4 rounds. Not even a big deal. And the monster can't even attack you until you get back up. But you guys need to make better use of those
Stop yelling at me, Dad.
Hey,
It's okay. My
I'm
character's
just
not
trying to
long.
get you through the season.
My
Things are
character's
not going to
not
get
long.
easier.
My character's not long for this world.
Things are not going to get easier. You messed everything up today, Yuli, by going into the bathroom. You weren't supposed to go into the bathroom.
Oh, what was that? Genius move? Yeah, I agree.
You
No,
messed
I just
everything up.
mistakenly took a shortcut because
Yeah.
from our previous fumbling with the ghost, when we went on this hunt, my character was like, "No, no, I'm taking every precaution." So like it was natural for me to be like, "Okay, let's take everything we could test off the bat to try to figure out what we're fighting up against, so we know how to fight it." And yeah, that's why I did it.
hmm
Because I was so scared that we were gonna fall into the same situation we did with the little boy that totally whooped our
Well, it
butts.
worked out. You weren't supposed to go into that bathroom and see the mirror, but it was like, oh, bathroom mirror right
Yeah,
there.
it was just my
And I
character
had
being
written down
cautious.
the DS, which was supposed to be for the living room mirror. that I figured the bathroom mirror would be a lot lower. So I was like, oh no.
Yeah, you could see most of the bathroom in the bathroom mirror, anyways. So
Yeah, yeah, that's the problem.
yeah,
But it, I don't know, turned out all right.
it was a happy accident.
Happy for you. But
I
that's why
apologize for disappearing. I have several out of
don't
alignment
worry. I'll
discs.
take it all on Luke.
My character could take it. My character could take it. I totally have 2 destiny points and no luck points. Actually, Yuli, how many luck points do you have left?
I don't,
He still has his.
yeah, I don't think I ever used it. On the ghost
Yeah,
battle, my self pres kicked in, so I basically gave up and ran away.
this is actually a first.
But see,
I have less I have less luck points than Yuli.
Hmm.
yeah. But I mean, it's within the rules that I can use my luck point to
Donkey
save you.
Well,
40 package.
well, I wonder. I wonder what you're going to do with your character because this is one of the pitfalls of the system. Intentional pitfalls. You can either because of the low amount of points you're getting, you can either spend your points on another low luck point, which will save you next time you get into the situation, or you can try to wisely spend your points in the skills that will make you not have to use the luck point,
Yeah, it's a
which
little
is
tricky.
usually wiser, but sometimes a little tricky.
I mean, look at my track record. Every time I lost a luck point, I never replaced it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Look at all my characters.
that's normally the smart thing to do. I usually wind up building up as slowly as I can, or as quickly as I can, rather.
Mhm.
Traits like attack, combat skills mostly, social skills. Lie,
But
persuasion.
sir, I'm gonna have to. No wait, you spent some points.
I spent them before the game.
Oh, good, good, good.
I didn't know what I wanted to put my points last time. That's why I have so many unspent.
Hmm. What's
I'm thinking more dodge.
is this?
Let's see. I
Oh, do
put
you?
them.
Oh, next session you'll gain another attribute point, right? Maybe.
Yeah, because we had been using investigation as frequently as we had. I upped my investigation.
Good. Well, as you see, it's been helpful.
Yeah, we
Indeed.
did a pretty good job this time.
Yeah.
And the rolls were part of that.
And it's
You,
cause
you
like
need to go.
sometimes me personally, like I can't think of the right questions to ask. So
That's
sometimes I
why
have
you
to take a
roll.
pure roll.
That's
Sometimes a
no,
pure roll, you know.
that's yeah. You're like you roll,
I'm just like I don't
and
know what to do. This is what the dice say.
you've
Yeah,
got
but if
you've
you
got
ask,
you got 10 ranks in investigate with all the synergies, and you're like, I've rolled a 3.
if you ask the right question,
64 investigate, and I
Yuli,
say,
Yuli,
hey,
why do you have
what are you doing?
you have unspent attribute points and you have a health of 1?
I'll spend them next time. Or I'm sorry, I'll spend them before the next session.
Yeah, just
Might
saying
as
you
well
repeated
spend it.
your points, but you also
Hey,
have 3 points. Maybe you
might
should
as
up
well
your
spend it
speed
now.
Eventually.
eventually.
Let's see what I got going on here.
Cause I need it to be a 3 before it's worth it to
Yeah,
me, right?
I still need another
What?
one.
Speed?
Yeah. Isn't it every 3?
No, every speed is good for you because every speed ups your chance by 10% of stealing initiative,
Hmm. But I need more hit
and
points.
also a 3 and a 2 is way different when you use something like quick reload.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so but you know, play it wherever way you want. It's not really going to matter
I'm
that
gonna.
much.
You get my daddy. I will eventually increase my speed though, cause I do like the the speed bonus system that
Oh
they
yeah,
do.
if you up it by 1, you'll get a speed bonus to a bunch of skills. Right?
Yeah, but
The
that's 3
one third.
attribute points.
That's the 1/3 speed
Yeah,
bonus that you'd be able
but
to
your
add to most of your
attack,
attack and
But
defense
attack,
skills.
parry, dodge. Uh,
You could
th-
throw that in as a miscellaneous point.
3 attribute points is 6 sessions
yeah,
at max
that's where we're
points.
at.
at max points. So between 6 and maybe possibly 8 sessions. So like,
Well, your characters are going to grow slow. That's just part of the thing,
no,
man.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, so I'm trying to really spend it where I want it, not where I think I need it.
let's talk about that.
It's
Because
just like
that's an interesting
it's just like
that's an
quality television shows, Hector. The characters never grow.
no, that's an interesting point you brought up. Because you know that there are approximately 15 sessions left, you can plot ahead to see what you want your character to be now.
Mm.
Uh, and because you should have a sense of how the campaign is going, you should actually have an idea of how to do it.
Investigation.
Do you ever here? So here's the question. With all that being said, do you ever think of head about what you want your character to be? Do you have a goal in mind where you want to spend your points?
Yeah,
Always.
Yeah,
I'm basically gonna tier to be more tanky.
yeah.
I want to be able to just constantly get hit and be like, I'm not down yet. Ah,
Mhm.
cause I hate having an awesome character, and then I take one bad blow and it's like, oh, I guess I'm out of the fight because I'm just some weakling.
Well,
I
this
hate
game's
that.
like that.
I hate
This
that.
game's like that.
I know, and I hate it. That's why I'm gonna put more hit points in. I don't have the sick slyness to play glass cannon like Luke does. Luke's awesome at it. You too, Hector, with your sniper that one game where you had like 5 hit points, but you basically built him around to like technically I'm not in the combat, but I'm murdering people. You guys
That
are
was
good with that workaround. I'm more in the
yeah.
face. Come at me, bro. I hope I live.
You're talking about Hennessy.
Yeah, yeah. You had the jack in your chest. Remember?
Yeah,
Give you more stability. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I plugged my sniper rifle into my body so I could get biometrics to adjust for my movements.
What were you like?
I
At
was
like
just like,
85 pounds or something ridiculous? You're like a stick.
no, I think I was like 145.
Still, you're a beanstalk compared to the rest of the group.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. Yeah, it was pretty hard to live with those 5 hit points, but
Yeah,
I pulled it off
but
somehow.
but you're a glass cannon, man. I mean, you're pretty.
Actually, because of that, I've changed the system since then, and I would have had maybe 10 hit points in the updated rules.
No favoring your own characters, Hector.
No, no, no. The rules have changed because 5 hit points was a little too low. Not a
That's
lot. It
based.
is realistic. It's based off of some real life data. Um, but Luke, you didn't answer the question, so if you why don't you weigh in on that for us?
I build a character to my character. I consider what and who my character is. Like in the Cyberpunk campaign, I specifically built a character who was more non-combat. He was a driver and a doctor, and I would up those specific stats. Otherwise, I tried to be more general, but I'm always cognizant of, have I been using this skill? Is it something I should up? If I have a character with lockpick and I haven't picked a lock for 2 sessions, I have no right to up that skill.
Mm. Yeah. So back when we first started, we had that thing like you haven't jumped once, you can't up your jump, and it was a weird thing that you had
I still maintain that.
to regulate that.
I think
That
it's
is
reality.
that's still in the GM section, but I find that the that as the game evolved, it wasn't necessary anymore. Basically, nobody's going to put points in their jump if their character isn't jumping around anymore. So it's to your own benefit to put points in the skills that you're actually using, right? Because
Yeah.
those are the ones that keep rolling. So I haven't brought it up or thought about it in years, and so I started writing the game master section. It just really hasn't been a problem. Uh, since I haven't answered the question, I think I am that guy who's stressed out and can't decide between upping my dodge or my climb because I'm not sure which one is more important for what's coming up next. and I
That too. There's
and I
always a
just
little guessing game behind it.
yeah
Uh,
I think I think I stress out about it and just sit there and think and think and think it over and mull it over and really, really just end up trying to make the best decision that I can. So I'm a lot more reactive than you guys. I feel I don't really plan ahead that far on my characters.
It's all about what how you're playing your character. If you're leaning on one skill more than the other, it's natural that you'd up that. And it's part of being in your character and really role playing, not just like how when you are Snake in that PlayStation game, I forget the name of it, man, and you're running around hiding under tables and crap.
Metal Gear,
Yeah, you're gonna up your hide, you're gonna up your accuracy, you're gonna up your attack. If you're Link
sure, if that's all
in
you're doing.
Zelda, all you're gonna do is up your attack, up your defense, up your attack, up your defense. Because Link doesn't
That's,
investigate.
that's
You
literally
go
all you
to
do
an
is
NPC and
stronger
the
weapons
NPC
and
is like,
better armor.
yeah, you go up to the NPC and the NPC is like, I like potatoes, and in this town we sell potatoes, and you're
I
like,
need more
oh,
hearts,
well,
more hearts,
I
hearts.
can
Give me
I can
hearts.
I can get potatoes in this town, which is good to know because I'll probably need potatoes in a different town. So I'll come back here for potatoes later.
That's the build you're
But
doing. All the hearts.
yeah, but if you're building a real character and building your character on how you play the character, you're like, what is it I have been relying on the most? You know, am I a grifter? More lie, more perform, more sleight of hand. You know, am I a driver? More drive skill, more reflex. Uh, i- and it's not just the actions either, because there's a social aspect of it, like with the lie and with perform and seduce and all these things that you can do to influence NPCs. You want to build toward your character. So you do wind up with this not really linear, but more human progression when you're really playing your character.
All right. Well, that's what I was hoping that the game would turn into. So I think at least that sounds like a good data point. Um, you really should be focusing on the things that you're focusing on, just like anybody else would in real life. But like I said, for me, it's more like, oh man, I need more dodge. I need a lot more dodge.
So you're basically building Link there. You're like, I need more hearts. I need the
I need
blue
more hearts.
suit. Where can I find the red suit? And I need a better sword. And I need more hearts.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not planning ahead too much. Especially after I put a lot of more, or I don't know how much you guys do, but I put a lot of pre-thought into a character, so I know exactly what I want to play. I usually know exactly what a character is before I go into a campaign. Um, I
Yeah,
think, I think I know 80% of the character because there's still going to be
that's
that
actually a
last
fair assessment.
Yes.
that last defining bit of how the character is going to interact with the world you're presented with. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, I'm about the same way because every time I make a character, no matter what campaign it is, no matter how many points it's worth, I always have to redistribute points. Always, because I never have a crystal clear picture of of how the character is gonna come out. Like I have the idea how I want it to come out. I spend all my points, and then I'm like, oh man, I'm missing this, I'm missing that, I'm missing this, and then I have to start, like lowering ranks and other things to like make up for that. I have a really hard time like 100%ing a character, and even sometimes we'll be like sessions in a campaign, and I'm like, oh, I'm stupid. I forgot to take this one skill because I wanted to take it because it goes good with the seller skill, and it could have helped with this and that, and blah blah blah, and then yeah. So
I got a question for you, Yuli, on this matter. How's the digital character sheet helped with that sort of thing by building first your talents and then go ahead and match your attributes and your skills to the talents? So is that a help or a hindrance?
no, it's a big help because I have something physical that I can look at without having to go like pages and pages. Like, okay, what do I need for this? Okay, do I want to take this skill? What does the skill feed into? Like, instead, I could just be like, I want this, this, and that, and then right there in front of
Dude,
me, without having to search. Okay, now to use these, I'm gonna need these other things. Cool. Bam, bam, bam.
if you
Super
wanted me to say
useful.
thanks again, Luke, you could have just
Yeah,
No,
if you just need
that's
the
not
ego
that.
boost, Luke,
That's not that.
ah, here's the character
Carried
sheet,
him
Luke.
I
out.
was wondering.
Ah,
I was wondering if it was a help or not,
no,
man.
no,
No, it's a
it's super
serious
helpful,
help.
man. Super helpful.
We when we first started uh, making lots and lots of characters, me and Yuli back in the day, um, when we were both making those characters, we would go through and use like 2 or 3 sheets of paper,
Yep,
writing down our point cost
yep,
and adding them up, and then changing one thing and having to go through and add them all up
yep.
again. And I mean,
Well,
I
what
don't
I was more interested in.
I don't do that I don't do that anymore because I just know how to build characters very well now that I've been doing it forever. So it comes out to like a slight adjustment here and there at the end, not a big old do it over and over and over again deal.
Well,
But
that's
we
what I was more looking at as far as a character sheet because I'm looking towards further improvements. It's and Yuli, what you had mentioned, as in when
well,
you build
to
the
that
character.
effect, let's so today we had that thing where we had to look up Dan Remington's lift overhead score.
Mm,
So we need to pop those into the character sheet so that we have them.
absolutely, absolutely. That was
So we
something
don't have
that I
to.
noted to do. But I was
Right.
looking at specifically because I'm still remembering your question, Hector, and I'm going to get to that just now. But as in when you're looking at your character, Yuli, and you're saying, "Oh crap, I forgot this, I forgot that, I want to build on this." Uh, does it help to have specifically put in talents first and let it kind of fill out the character sheet for you as you go to help you to prevent from forgetting to put things in?
It always helps if you do your talents first. Always. Because if you do your skills first, it's gonna be super like backwards. Because you're gonna spend all the points you want to spend in your skills, and then it's gonna be talent time. And you're like, oh man, I have like 10 points left. What kind of talents can I take with that? And then you see a cool talent, and you're like, oh yeah, like my character's really cool. He could do this cool thing. Oh no, he can't, because I don't have 3 ranks in this or a specialty in that, and da 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 da. So it's always easier to do talents first. The talents are kind of like the skeleton, and then the skills are like the meat that you're putting on the bones. You know,
All right. That's a
you have to
okay.
do
Now I'm
talents first.
tooting
You
my
kind
own.
of have to.
Now I'm tooting my own horn. I think that the character sheet thus far is representative of the robustness of your system, Hector.
Hmm. How do you figure? Because it's
Well,
like
no,
looking the right way.
you Yuli said it right there with the whole way to flesh out a character.
Oh, that's definitely the idea is to flesh out a character. Um,
It's super
like
awesome to see what you need as you
like
go. Yeah.
I think the fact that you can basically build anything in it from any genre. I don't think we've ever had a problem building a character for any genre that we played in.
No,
What do you think?
not even a little bit, man. You have something for everything in the system.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what we're playing, right? It's descriptive of uh, what a person is in real life. So
The
And that
knowledge
goes back to
available is
your,
vast enough to basically build anything you could imagine.
that goes back to your earlier question, Hector. I don't do so much as Yuli does, where he's like, "Oh, I forgot to take this or
I forget a
that."
lot.
Yeah, when I'm building a character, I first
I forgot to.
I talk to the other people who are playing, and I ask them, "What's your character?" And I don't always build some sort of tank. I always like to try to go middle of the road. But if there's already characters in the system, I say, "What gaps need to be filled why would this character be valuable? Why would they hang around with this person? Because if you have the worst jerk in the world who is just offensive visually, olfactorily, and just personally, the person's just a turd, but he has all the skills that every other character lacks. Bam.
Right. So there's it's shout out to how to be a great GM. He did a really good video on that. You're saying there's three things, and you got to have two out of three of them. It's like either be a cool person, or like get along with everyone in the campaign, or be useful to everyone else in the campaign. And I think the third one was like bring snacks. You know, be cool to everybody else outside of the game. So if you can do two of those, like if you're even if you're useless in the game, then you better
and
be
you're
really then you
and you're
better
a
be
jerk
really
in the
cool.
game.
Then if you're yeah if you're useless
I
in the
got
game,
pizzas,
then you
guys.
then you better be really cool in the game, and you better bring snacks, right? You better be cool to everybody so that they'll put up with you. You need two out of the three of the things.
Or you could
If
be.
you're
Go ahead.
if you're going to be a jerk, or you know, then you better be bring snacks and be a cool person outside of the game, you know, so that
My
so that
character,
people tolerate you.
my character died. What are my options? Leave.
Leave.
Leave. One thing I'm kind of pooping on us right now, but during Ghost Boy, we should have used fight back to back.
You should have.
And this is why it's important, ladies and gentlemen, to always review your character sheet, because sometimes you're gonna forget how cool he really is or she
Yeah,
really
so
is.
you guys are pretty high point cost characters, and you have a lot of stuff on your
I
sheets.
completely forgot about it, so I looked up my
But
character sheet again. I was
on
like,
on the other
back
hand,
to back would have saved us a lot of headache.
if I had started you out at lower points, I think you guys would be dead. Uh,
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
and the monsters I'm throwing at you actually aren't all that great. It's just uh, they end up getting the upper hand because your investigations were all messed up. Today you guys got the upper hand because your investigation actually went pretty well, uh, better than I expected,
Yes.
better than I had hoped. So thank you
You're
guys.
welcome.
Finally,
I
yeah.
mean, I did put a lot of points in the investigation skill.
And
I
I
mean, I'm
did get
looking
lucky
Yeah,
at
at the beginning.
where I'm
My
yeah,
looking
you
at where
paranoia paid off. My paranoia paid off.
I'm looking at where the campaign is going. I'm looking at where my character's natural skill set is, as far as how I'm playing the character and how I built the character. And I think to myself, what's advantageous? What have I been using the most? Can I get away with upping that?
Yeah, it's usually whatever I'm using.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to be like, well, I have not jumped once in the past 4 sessions, but I need more jump.
mm,
Or like if there's a skill that I want that my character doesn't have, I basically just role play it so it makes sense for me to take it. You know, like
Yeah,
like
you got to.
if we're coming across a lot of locked doors and I try a bunch of times to do it, I'm gonna start putting points in that because I want to be able to
Yeah,
do it.
because you tried a bunch of times. It's
Yeah.
like, well, your character has no lock pick points, and you
that's
have
fair,
no
dude. Do you guys have lockpick? Don't think anyone's used it yet.
Actually, I built my friend to teach us lockpick.
Ah,
It's only 3 ranks.
That's funny. That's great. Um,
And then I kind of have to role play.
I'm glad you put them in Lukenbach because I don't think you guys are going back there.
That's
oh,
okay.
we're going back.
He probably has a
Nope,
car. I don't know.
nope. You guys are on the way west
I
already.
kind of have to role play my arcane knowledge because I kind of took it at character creation.
That's fine.
I still haven't defined my character's friend yet. I mean, it's a dog.
Are you gonna go with the dog for sure?
Yeah, yeah, that's already been decided. And So I'll meet that dog when I meet that dog.
Well,
I mean, I'm gonna have
build
to
build your
build
damn dog so we can have him riding in section B with us.
exactly. Ugh. That's B for dog.
Yeah.
That's B for middle. Hey, B's in the middle of A and C. It's all right.
Yes. And that's why the driver's seat is D, the passenger seat is P, and the B seat is B for the dog.
For the dog.
B is for dog.
B is, yeah. We just failed Sesame Street, but yes, B is for dog.
Ugh. Well, it's obviously not for.
Yeah, I think I still got that clip up on Twitch. I put it there, in the middle.
The
Oh man.
middle. Well, it's a
Uh,
Chevy C10, man. It's a Chevy C10. We're going
yeah,
to be seeing a lot of middle. I mean, seat B. I mean,
Section B.
the dog spot.
no dog spot. Let me think. You guys, I rolled for your
Luke,
undercarriage compartment and didn't come up. And I think I'd given you guys like 73% chance and it still didn't come up. But
for what?
For what?
the undercarriage compartment,
Yeah, for replacement of the spare tire.
yeah. I figured, they're mechanics. They probably got a lot of parts lying around and stuff.
We live in a
Might
trailer
come up.
park, dude. There's
And then
parts
and then,
everywhere.
yeah, and then I rolled and it rolled super high, and I was like, nope, no, that's too
Well, I mean,
bad.
it would just be a sliding tool drawer.
Pretty much. But I brought it up because you guys need to remember that just because you didn't get it this round around, there will be other opportunities for you guys to get upgrades and stuff. Um, and on the note that we were hitting earlier, I am going to forget to give you guys equipment, so you guys need to pressure it more, especially between campaigns. That's some advice for you guys out there. Make sure to talk to your GMs about your characters afterwards, so you have a nice time when you're actually playing.
The that other
No, no, no,
shotgun.
no. Normally we do that inside of a campaign, like casually, but since we're doing it for the stream, we don't really have
And
to stuff.
here's another piece of advice. If you want your rolls to be advantageous, you want to put your dice in the microwave with the highest number up.
No, real quick, so I can make a note of it. That Mossberg shotgun I requested. You said same profile, like range wise and whatnot. Just -1 to the speed score.
Yeah, it has a -1 speed score,
Ammo capacity was what?
9+1.
Okay, so I can put it in my notes.
And be careful when removing your dice from the microwave. They are
Yeah,
hot.
and it is fire reload, so it's still every other round. So you, I don't
And
know, you might want to consider a talent or something to
don't put
slide rack.
metal dice in the microwave.
If you get the quick reload thing for the slide rack, I need to go through and do those
Oh, is that one of the
because
build options in the gun section?
yeah, but it's not because guns isn't updated. But if you want it, let me know so I can do it first.
Okay.
Alternatively, for those who play online and for those who just will have players who shall not be named that like to fudge the numbers of their die and somehow roll 12s on a 10 and 23s on a 20. There's the dice roll.
Yeah, so one of the things about playing online, one of the only good things is that you get these online die rollers, and unless somebody's a master programmer, they probably won't be able to mess with it.
They
Uh,
shouldn't
but
even have access to the
but
cells.
but the but I think the real advice here on that one, Luke, is don't play with people who cheat at role playing games because
It's
It's a pain
it's
in the ass.
no,
it
it's
is
a pain in the
it's the
tuck, you know.
sleaziest. It's the sleaziest thing you could do is cheat at a role playing game because you're doing
Hey,
nobody any favors.
Hmm.
look,
Like you cheat
I'll
yourself, you
admit,
cheat everybody.
I'll admit to have cheated when we were playing the Star Wars campaign. I intentionally lowered numbers that I rolled because I said, well, I'm a terrible GM and I screwed up and I made this character impossible. So I'm going to go ahead and lower these numbers that I'm rolling so they can actually
See,
survive this.
as a GM, sometimes it's a story thing. You know, sometimes you have like a very specific moment that you want to express, and and your players roll, and you're like, oh man, they were supposed to succeed. Damn it. You hit. Yeah, you hit. Yeah.
I don't. I'll let you die.
As a player, don't cheat.
It's
I'll
As a
just let you
GM,
die.
no GM can cheat
as
all
a
he wants. He's
GM,
God.
it's fine
Well,
because you're like, I want them to live.
you
I
can,
rolled a
but
one.
I
Huh,
also
I
I vet
did roll a
characters.
one.
I vet characters, and just in case I'm not, just in case something went wrong, I always the first run's always a test run, and even if I mess that up, I'll steal your luck point.
Yeah, but you wind up with the point where they got no luck points and they're sitting there on four wounds. Their hit points are recovered, but
Yeah, but
they're still
that's
negative four. And
nothing.
it's like, oh,
That's not something you should be running into late in the game.
Nah,
Or
I'm talking like very story specific events. Not just
Mhm.
like you're fighting some guy and he beat you because you know he beat you. But if it's kind of
No,
like
I'm just
the whole point was to press the button before the bomb went off, you know.
I'll just sit there and let you die. My hands are
well,
tied,
uh,
man.
there's the
I've
difference
probably done it to you
between
before.
wanting to tell your story as a GM and letting your story end because the characters died. It's a hard thing to do.
You have to look at the last game we played, the Cyberpunk campaign. I did not want it to end. I did not want it to end there. I wanted it to
Hey,
end it completely different.
Cyberpunk Moscow.
But but everything just like I had to put the consequences in of all your actions, and there was quite a lot of actions with a lot of heavy consequences. And
yeah,
they finally all just came together.
And I wasn't
yeah,
even there for any of that, man. I showed up in the middle and I'm like, what's going on,
yep.
guys?
There was a storm of poop, and Luke was just like, "I guess I'll step in it," which was not
Neither
your
non
fault. That was our
combat.
fault. Mostly my fault.
Yeah,
Not
I
all, but
had the non
mostly.
combat character. You're like, this woman comes at you, she pulls her shoes off and points the heels at you as she's running at you in an attack pose. What do you do?
Yeah, I was
I mean,
like,
I get it, guys. Sometimes you don't want your campaign to end. Everybody's having fun. There's a big temptation there to just be like, oh man, it's like you. That's why you roll in secret, right? You roll in secret and go like, it's like, oh yeah, you barely hit by one. Awesome
Dude,
man. Sure.
you got me, you
I don't do,
bastard.
but I don't do that. I just let you guys know. It's, I
I've
mean,
noticed.
uh,
I've noticed.
yeah.
That's why I microwave my dice.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys didn't figure out that ghost or use that luck point, I mean, you know, too bad.
I've got no more luck points. I'm just waiting.
That's just the way it is.
it's okay, Luke. I'll save my luck point to save you, and then I'll try to use the destiny point to live.
Or you could,
Yeah, yeah.
or you could do it smart. You know, you take me to a witch doctor, and the body's not quite dead enough, and
That
suddenly
is what you do, and
resurrection.
that's exactly what happens.
Oh wait, doesn't
Just where did
resurrection
a
mean
cat?
you auto pass all your composure rolls because you no longer feel? Eh? Eh?
I don't know, man.
I don't
We're
know
in
what
a
you're talking about.
weird world where resurrection is possible.
Coming back with no soul.
Oh yeah,
You
you could
auto
do that.
pass all your composure rolls. Cause you're like, I don't know what fear is. I don't have feelings. I scare you. No, you
No, no,
don't.
no. So that might be that way. I don't know how to define it
But
that
that's
way.
totally that way.
Definitely take away all your wills and traits. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I like the superheroes campaign we just finished off before you left town, Hector.
That was fun.
Where I was like, I'm going to trade bad swoosh for good swoosh. Oh, you're dying of radiation poisoning.
No,
I'm
dude,
just gonna go
That's great.
that
alter
was
time. Be like, here,
classic
you
time
sit
mage.
here. You
That
come
was
with
great.
me.
That was
That was
classic
great.
time mage. I need my buddy, but my current buddy is dying. Let me go get a fresh one.
That was
I
fantastic.
could
It
I
was a
couldn't hate you
perfect.
for that because that's such a good idea.
It altered the timeline so
I'll just go get
perfectly
him before
to
he gets the
where
cancer.
now you didn't pants the shredder and traumatize the tortoises.
I still feel bad for
Wasn't
Swoosh
it? I think it
version
was a
one
slicer, right? The
because Swoosh
slicer.
The
version one
slicer.
is just reaching in your general direction and slowly dying. Like, why are you leaving
It's
me,
like, yeah, yeah, I
buddy?
don't care about you. See you later.
Yeah. Well, what's going
You
on?
you come
I know.
you come with me.
Yeah, no, I love how that worked out. He actually came back more powerful.
Oh yeah. You went back in the past, and I got a power boost.
Well, it's because you didn't fail the mission, so you got
Yeah.
the superpower point. So
That was fantastic.
he came back even more power. Oh man,
Oh, time alterations. That's why that chronomancy thing is just so broken.
it's so broken, so broken.
It's godly.
I probably will run it again, but in the future, it's going to take skill points to cast any spells. That'll be the balance.
So do we like start 1,000 point characters or
Yeah, right.
no? But
You save up your
you're talking about just chronomancy though, right?
Yeah, you save up your 10 points and then you can stop time once, or you save up 20 points and then you can go back in time once. That's how it'll work.
That works.
What about regular skills like levitation and flight and stuff like that?
Nah, those would be free, based off a regular mana system. No, even phasing is too strong. It's ridiculous strong. It just avoids the whole campaign. Like, oh, you know, I worked on this dungeon. Even though I hate dungeons, but I worked on the pseudo dungeon 20 hours.
Yeah.
I'm gonna phase through to the center. Oh,
My
I'm
favorite
gonna
one,
Avoid
I'm
all
gonna
your
grab
traps.
I'm gonna grab the MacGuffin and phase the MacGuffin to my reality,
my favorite
and
one,
then I'm gonna walk out. It's like
Unharmed.
it's so too powerful.
my favorite
Time
one,
magic's the worst.
and this one, Hector. I didn't know if your NPC or if you had said it. I said I phase myself into him. And you're like, you kill yourself? I'm like, yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
I didn't know if the enemy said, I didn't see that coming, or if you said, I didn't see that coming.
I think it was me. It certainly wasn't expected. That's how you won the game, right?
Yeah. I phased
Self
into that dude.
sacrifice, man. Heroes do things that are beyond themselves. And as I was playing, when you said it, I thought the NPC had said it. I was like, well, I phased myself into him. And it was like, well, I didn't see that coming, and dies.
Might as well. It was a pretty good ending, man. It was pretty awesome.
I fully expected to die to save the world.
I gave you a role. Remember the tortoises could bend reality, and it was a really bad roll. It was not. It was very unlikely, but it popped up. So I was like, "You get to live," because they didn't want to
Yeah.
see you that.
And that wasn't even the tortoises. That was what was her name?
Where was
It
all of
was,
them? They all had that power.
it was Dr. Jones, Indiana.
No, it's Stacy Jones.
You mean Sexy Jones?
Indy.
Sexy Jones?
That's the one.
I'm always going to see her as my character saw her, and she hated the
That's
crap out of me for it. And I would be like, ah, Indy.
oh man. No, sometimes things work out. Uh, that was that was unexpected. Um, so as far as your GM styles guys, would you guys say that you're more roll with it or fix it? Something happens you don't expect. Do you do something to get it back on track, or do you let it change everything?
Uh, if it's really good, I just let it happen. And then just try to plan a little more in the future to somewhat counteract it if need be. If it's just like you guys did something super awesome and I didn't see it coming, it's like, yeah, you win. You win. Yeah.
I roll with it.
You're
It's
all with
like
it.
it's like in that samurai campaign, Yuli set a field on fire. I was like, well, that just happened.
Oh yeah, I think we were trying to
It,
find somebody or something. It's like, ah, just burn everything. He'll come out.
it was the fall, so everything was dry, and I was trying to do my best to calculate wind patterns and seeing how far the fire spread, seeing how neighboring towns were trying to help put out the fire. And I'm just drawing how big the fire goes on the map and showing you the next session. This is how far the fire went. And then the next session, you guys are like so far away, and it doesn't even matter anymore because the fire is too far for you to care about. I'm like, by the way, this is how far the fire is going, and it changed my plans a
That's
lot
that's
as far
that.
as things were going.
I
I
think
had to be
I
direct.
used fire too that session if I recall. I burnt that tiger in his butthole.
Yeah, you did, but you did it
So,
responsibly.
yeah, but I was like, how do I get rid of this freaking tiger? I know. I'll sneak up on him and I'll put this torch in his butthole.
And it put out the torch.
Let me put out the torch.
And if I
Put
do
out
recall
the
correctly,
tiger.
that tiger was a problem because of the fire.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
the
and then
fire shoved the tiger in our direction, basically.
Yes, the wildlife started coming out.
but he was prowling on me, so I didn't like that.
It was valid.
Torch
And
his butt.
you did not set more things on fire. You
No, I
but
wouldn't
for
do
the
that because I love my country. I don't know what the hell this guy was doing.
I was a man on a mission. That's what that was.
tiger.
There's a
But
boy in
when
that
something like
field. I can't see any boys in this field. Burn down the field.
when something like that happens, you roll with it. You know, you adjust your campaign, you alter the map, you think about where the NPCs would run to, how it would alter everything, and sometimes it's detrimental to your characters. Other times, it's advantageous. The only
So
time I ever fudge numbers is when I'm like, I roll, and my role is just undefeatable, and I'm like,
so I'm
that's
an
kind
absolutist
of handy.
on I'm an absolutist on both ends. Like I'll let you die if I did something too hard on accident. But I'll also if you screw me, like I'll just roll with it every single time. I don't ever try to fix it. I it's the same thing. It's like what are the consequences of these actions? And I'll apply those consequences as they come. But I won't
I
try to
agree.
fix it.
I agree with that. The only thing that I'll ever fudge is I'll say maybe I'll roll and I'll be like, I really want this campaign to keep going, and I just rolled a 10, and he just rolled a 1. That's just so brutally unfortunate. Let's just let him slide by, and I'll
Mm.
say, eh, we tied. Tie goes to the defender. All right, continue on. But your actions, like if you go around killing people. You go up to a river where you're trying to investigate something, and you say, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And they turn around, scared, holding their wee wees, and you just chop them in
I wanted to kill Tanner so bad because of that.
half.
I was so tired of him being Tanner. I was
He was
just
a
like,
man. He was a man set in his
but
ways.
but I had already described it. I was like, you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
If there's no witnesses, I'm
and
just like, oh,
there's two strangers
Hey, what are you
doing
guys
weird
doing?
things
What are you guys
while I'm
doing?
escorting the
Whoa!
princess. For all I
I
know, they were
really,
gonna bushwhack us, so I
I
struck
really,
first.
I really wanted to kill you for all that stuff.
That-
I don't know if that character lived or not. I don't remember.
Nah, I'm pretty sure he died.
for those sorts of things, you try to bring the consequences back to the character. But when it's a dice roll and you're sitting there saying, this was supposed to be a challenge, not a slaughter. I just rolled three tens in a row and he just rolled three ones in a row. There's
I've done that
obviously
before.
an accidental.
I've rolled three tens in a row, and I've been like, "Oh man, sorry, let me switch dice." But
I'm
but
like,
I but I
yeah, I'm like,
still but I still keep those, like, just abide by the rules. I mean, the point of rolling is that
yeah, I
it's a
tend
skill.
to I tend to go in the player's favor as a GM when it comes to that. When it's campaign ending, you're out of luck points. You're in a pinch, and I'm like, I just rolled a 10 and you rolled a one. Okay, I'm gonna fudge that. If
I
we
said,
rolled a five versus a five, man, and you lost because of attribute points, skill points, talents, I'm like, sorry, you died. If you roll the 10 and I roll the one, I'm like, well, yeah, you won, of course. But if it's so imbalanced to where the character, the player rolled a one and I rolled a 10, I'm like, all right, come on. I'm going to give it to the player right here. I'm
but
going to
you're
drop it down a little.
the GM. I mean, like, you there's other
I,
ways to do it. You
I
can give them an
bend
out.
time and space. I bend time and space.
You can give them an out. Uh, get out of this combat because things aren't going well. Uh,
Yeah. And when I roll that 10 and you're dead, I'm like, I rolled an eight. It's a
like,
tie.
it's not the worst thing in the world to say, hey guys, this combat's going really bad for you. It's probably going to continue this way. Say this out of game, like, we might want to get the hell out of here. Or
Yeah, you can say that. That's great.
Uh,
That's great. But when you've already just like
well, I don't
it was
know.
a
I mean,
six. It
well, I
was a
what'd
mean,
you think?
six.
there's an
You
infinite amount of
tied.
ways to apply outs. I mean, like, let's say you're in combat and you're fighting something, and like it's just like you're supposed to fight it. It's not one of those story-driven battles, and it's just like, all right, like you're not making any headway. You've been fighting this guy for an hour. I'm just gonna go ahead.
I just
You remember that guy you met back in town like a month ago? Yeah, he just happened to be walking by. Oh, look, he's also a
I
warrior.
can't I can't I can't bring myself to the oh, set an NPC from the rescue. I can't do it. I'm just gonna let you die every
But I mean,
time.
like,
I mean,
but I mean, like, oh, look at a good example. Uh, I can't remember his name. Shiva was my mother. I had ice powers.
oh, right, right. You're a half esper.
I was in combat. I was in the thick of it because I would always
Mort,
purposely put me in the
Mordo,
middle. Yeah, Mordok. Mordok.
Mordock. Is that what
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was?
yeah. You didn't really give me an out, but like you let the possibility of an out to occur when I released that one prisoner. I had the chance, like, are you gonna release this prisoner or not? And I was like, fine, and I release him. And then mid combat, I'm in the thick of it, and he's riding by in a carriage, and he says something to me, but I failed my listen roll, so I'm just like, screw this guy, I'm not going there. It's like, well, he was trying to take you out of combat, but whatever. And I just sat there struggling, like, fighting for my life. Or I could have just grabbed his hand and we could have rode
Yeah,
off.
but that's okay. Look, that's good planning, though. That's good planning. I planned ahead. The point was, you helped that guy out, and he wasn't a dick. So you made your own out because I gave you karma in the game to say, like, hey man, you made a good decision. Now there's going to be an out for him. Like, I had planned that ahead,
Mhm.
and you should be planning those things ahead. That's just
For sure.
uh, that. I mean, there's no two things about it. I mean, a lot of times, you guys both know that I improvise a lot, but I try not to improvise super linear things going on. Like there's only, oh, now this is the thing, and there's only one way to do it, right? I let you
Uh,
guys roll around it, and I try not to make a thing that's only one thing, I try to make a thing that can turn into something else. Um, for example, if you remember the Cyberpunk campaign,
Donkey party
that
package.
that time that you got attacked by the with the heel, with a high heel, uh, there was several ways that things could go because I didn't have just one of your enemies there. I had two of your enemies there.
Yeah, I
In
handed the
fact, I
cell
had
phone.
in fact I had three of your enemies there.
Crazy lady
But
wants to talk
also,
to you.
but also as an out, there was children around just in case you guys decided to get really unscrupulous. and even
Which I did.
and yeah, which you
I
did.
was
And
trying to
even though
save him, and Yuli's throwing him out of the truck. Like, come on, kids, get in the truck. It's
and
going to save you.
and even though you guys decided to go back out the same way, there was actually another exit that you guys decided not to go to because you didn't know the floor plans. So even though that entire thing, I thought it up that just then and there and put it all together real quick and slapped it in. There was outs. There was other ways around it. It wasn't. I didn't just come up with a silly linear
Oh,
situation that only had one way to solve it.
I'm,
Right?
I'm talking about when you come to the point to it comes down to a defense roll versus an attack roll. And you roll a
Yeah.
one,
But I think that's the
and
point.
I
You just
roll a 10, and I'm just like, I'm going to fudge that. And I'm going to let the character be a hero. Because
I think
sometimes you
I
have to
think
just
that's
let your characters be heroes.
I
I
agree with that,
believe,
but I think
Hector
that's a matter.
Santana. I believe that's a Hector Santana quote. Sometimes you just
It
have to
is.
let your characters be heroes.
It is. That is something I say. And the thing is, for example, today, um, normally, things progress harder and harder in an RPG. Like everybody who's playing D&D, you go up in challenge ratings, blah blah blah. Like it's kind of linear.
I'm sorry, I've got gas.
Today that today that Mother Changeling was nowhere near as tough as that as the boy Ghost, right? And you guys came out looking all badass. It wasn't that's so that's one of the ways that I do that. Whatever the whatever the story requires is what the story requires. I'm not here to put you on a linear video game uh, uh, scaling thing where things progress in a real linear blah 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 manner. Oh, this enemy's slightly tougher than this one's slightly tougher than the last, and so forth and so on. I think that's boring as hell. Today, you guys came out looking pretty badass in the
For
episode.
once.
Well, that was because we took the appropriate steps and did the
Yeah, yeah, but
research, did the investigate. With Ghost Boy, we had no idea how to fight a ghost, and we were fighting a ghost. So of course he like whooped us.
Gentlemen, you'll have to excuse me for a moment. I must lay down.
you know what? Uh, you looks like you're getting pretty tired over there, bro. We've almost been going 2 hours. Why don't I go ahead and do announcements and we'll just call it?
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, guys. If you caught this stream, thank you for joining us. We do this casual hangout every Monday after our preternatural episode premiere. Today, earlier, we put out episode 5. Next week on Monday will be episode 6. Obviously, if you want to catch up, you don't want to jump in the middle of the story, head on over to my YouTube channel. There's a link on this page somewhere that'll get you to my YouTube channel so you can watch our past episodes, catch up with the goodness. They're 2 hours each, so they're digestible. If you want to watch them throughout the week, you don't have to commit to like some of the other streamers that are doing, uh, you know, 5 6 hour long things. Um, the format of this show will keep changing until we figure it out. We're trying to work on it, guys. If you leave a suggestion, go ahead.
My back hurts.
We appreciate constructive criticism around here. We're down on this idiot. Tomorrow, join me. I'm working on this table here behind me. I'm doing my nice, fantastic cyberpunk scene. You can watch me draw. You can draw along with me. You can ask me some questions, chat me up. I'll be glad to take your questions. I'm hoping you got questions for me about TTRPGs and
You
our
need to draw. You need to draw Mayhew on that table.
Mayhew's in the past, not in the future. But
Oh, but he's
but
mechanical.
but no, is the wrong kind of mechanical. So
But no.
so check me out, guys.
With a cat for a shoulder cannon.
Check me out, guys. Give me a follow. Give me a subscribe. Do all the things in the thing that help me out. We are trying to grow this channel. We would appreciate it greatly. Thank you guys so much for
That
tuning in.
reminds me, I should like and subscribe.
I think
No, we're good.
uh,
I smushed the button by accident. We're good.
you smush. But I think we're done with announcements unless you guys got something to say. Oh, well, I guess if we're still on, one last thing. Remember, our ultimate goal is to put out our first to unnamed. Well, I have a name, but I don't want to disclose it yet. Our first role-playing game be coming out soon, and then eventually, hopefully, that funds this role-playing game that we're using now that you can watch us play on the Preternatural premieres, which is the heavy metal role-playing system. Guys, look for that in the future. Go ahead and leave me some comments. Ask me all you want about it. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Now it's
Awkward
time
exit.
for an additional awkward exit.
Awkward exit number 2.